ESL One Germany, and we'll take a look at Rebel the Brood in that mid lane. Plenty of mangoes, lots of ability to regen in the webs, but also spam out some spiderlings. We'll be facing off against the Xani Lina, as No Fear Warlock wandering around behind her, should be heading up towards top lane. Lil on the clockwork, so we're seeing him shift away from the Lina, which he's been playing a lot of late. Funnick, the Brewmaster, looks like he's going to be laning up with him. And Brew Clockwork, not a conventional dual lane. Do you think that's going to be able to put pressure on the Riki?
Riki can always just jump out. Like, I don't feel they are going to get the kill. You also have a Snapfire if she gets to level 2. There's a Cookie to jump outside of the cog, so necessarily not really a good Clockwork game. And different build from Clockwork. Like, you see what he went for. He understands, like, I'm not going to go for Battery Assault. I'm just going to get the Rocket Flare level 1, scout things out, possibly finish off a range creep since Brewmaster is a melee hero.
Yeah, very interesting. And a couple of early Dire Observer wards watching out in towards that mid lane and the bottom rune spot as well. We'll see what information that can gather HellRaisers here as the bounty runes do spawn up. No real contest from either side. Spectrum Warlock are just sitting back and hiding by their tier 1, so 2 for 2 bounties, easy as you like. And there is Aggressive Child on the Riki down bottom. Again, left alone for the first few seconds as Winstrike put a couple of heroes top, bring the Snapfire down for Ducalis to babysit him. And up top, DK Fogus, the Mars, with Yamich on that Dark Willow, and one of the most classic lanes, the Warlock Spectre. Permanent sustain from the Shadow Word.
This goes back to Dota2 days. Warlock is just going to use Shadow Word on you, but he's going to start with Fatal Bonds, which is a much better choice. So you push out the lane, possibly give you opportunity to pull the side camp, and constant harassment on 2 of the heroes. Like, it's much, much better. One of the reasons why he started with the Ring of Bassi, so Spectre can also use a Spectral Dagger, keep harassing the heroes. Will bring some extra regen, but as you mentioned, it's all about the sustain in this lane.
Yeah, trading that regen much more effectively. So we'll have to see if the spears and that Cursed Crown can get a couple of Bramble Mazes going. As the aggression should kick off once they hit level 2 or 3. But for now, it'll be pretty calm up there. On bottom lane, we've already seen a lot of trading. Lil with the Rocket Flare, like you said, just spamming it out, securing range creeps. But Funnick has taken a lot of damage just from Scatter Blast and the right click and blinks from Aggressive Child's Riki. Only a couple of tangos on him as well, no salve there. And a big creep wave for Riki to secure up. Oh, there's the salve, gets delivered on the courier as I'm saying he doesn't have one. It comes out to him.
Oh, Riki jumped in aggressively. I guess that's why he's called Aggressive Child.
Living up to his name. In mid lane, Broodmother dropping pretty low. Xani landing some pretty good spells there. Very even in farm, though, as Broodmother will be able to come back into the jungle. Keep accelerating with those neutral creeps. Soul Ring is already done as well with level 2 Spiderlings. And that's where things will start to get a little more difficult for the Lina when the creep wave starts to get cut.
Yeah, with this 1-1-1 build, it gives Lina a lot of attack speed and a lot of deep push potential. So I don't think Broodmother can play as aggressively as she would like to against the different types of heroes. But, you know, it's Lina mid. It's not necessarily a last pick Lina. They kind of flex it, so I'm okay with that instead of just wasting your last pick on Lina.
Oh, bottom lane, they're jumping in. The Cookie into the tricks of the trade, and Lil will be the first blood. We're not waiting 10 minutes this time around. We're back into the world of Dota 2 as Funnick looks for the trade back, but Ducalis, just tanky enough, has a salve, and they're actually going to turn around onto Funnick. Scatterblast there to slow him down on the retreat. Aggressive Child is going to get one final punch, and a double kill to start your safe lane carry. A beautiful kickoff here for Winstrike.
Yeah, the start does not get better for Riki, so he's sitting at 1,000 gold, might consider just getting straight up power treads in the next minute, because he's farming nicely. Also, Riki has very high HP regen, 5.6 per second.
Oh, he sure does, yeah, and he's still got a branch and a tango if he wants to increase that even further. I think it really just comes down to Clockwork Brewmaster up against 2 heroes that can escape from cogs. It is a difficult lane for HellRaisers to actually apply pressure into. Spectre, how's she doing? 15-0. Seems like it's become a little more difficult now, especially when they're chaining their stuns up onto Nyx. That was a good spear into Bramble Maze. But Yamich actually going for the Shadow Realm, not opting to get a Cursed Crown there, as they don't take the Spectre down. And here comes the sustain from Warlock.
A very high lane. Spectre gets harassed, Warlock uses level 2 Shadow Word. Dota does not get better than this.
I almost didn't detect the sarcasm in your voice. I was like, wait, there's a hype lane? God damn it, sometimes you get me, Lacoste. Well, Shadow Realm there from the Dark Willow. Just going to pump a bit of damage into Nyx, but yeah, I think we can take our eyes off of that for a second and start thinking and pondering about the mid lane, where Lina, 39-11, and we always talk about Brood being able to farm jungle, but Lina with 3 points in Dragon Slave can do it easily herself.
Yeah, just a small camp on the side, use level 3 Dragon Slave to clear it out. Just buying boots, I see Yule being queued up on Lina, pretty standard stuff.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Top lane,
They're trying to go on Spectre again, but No Fear will be the target instead. Shadow Word level 2 on the Spectre leaves the Warlock with nothing to save his own life with. And they keep the aggression going bottom as well. On Dephonic they blink, but Aggressive Child has been slowed down just enough. And Ducalis wasn't quite there with the cookie. They can go back in now. Battery Assault, trying to battle with Aggressive Child. Pops out, and that's it. Clockwork down, Phonic gets cookied up, and Aggressive Child blinks for another kill. 3-0-1 on this Riki, and the tips keep flowing.
They need to bring some extra regen to the bottom lane. Everyone is very low right now, but once Riki gets to level 6, like I don't think they can lane anymore. They're losing this lane pretty hard. Broodmaster's level 3, Clockwork level 3, 2 points in Battery Assault. He doesn't even get the cogs because we talked about it. There's Winstrike, there is Cookie.
Every hero
outside of the cogs. Yeah, everyone pretty much can get out.
Like Mars can spear him away, Shadow Realm from the Dark Willow, Broodmother just webs over the top as we do see the move in towards Kasani, dodges the Light Strike array with the spiders, the TP just about successful back into Fountain. Very close. It's a dangerous sign for the Lina though. One rotation could be the end of her life, as a double damage rune for Broodmother is going to accelerate this Rabel hero even further, as a 400 net worth lead is starting to make a bit of a bridge between the Brood and the Lina.
Spectre's just going straight into Blade Meld. Nice spear back to the tower.
It does take Nyx down to about half HP. Caught up in the Bramble Maze. Yamich has level 2 Shadow Realm, but again, it's the Shadow Word that comes out on top.
So yeah, Blade Meld. When you go for that item, Darko doesn't get to play the game. Can't really use Bedlam. I mean, I just played a game like a couple of days ago, Dark Willow against Spectre. You almost killed yourself with just the Spectre having Dispersion maxed out. Imagine that with a Blade Meld.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, the return damage you get from it. Lina now relegated to jungling. Xani is level 8. As bottom lane, they play on to Ducalis, in fact. Snapfire tries to cookie back towards the tower and turns to battle. No spells available. Can pop the one for another Scatterblast here. There is also... well, there are also 2 blinks ready for Aggressive Child. That's not the way you want to play it, though. Not ideal.
Riki getting closer to that level 6. First blink strike used aggressively, and second one defensively.
And then top lane, they've got the Arena of Blood going. Spectre speared up against the side of the Colosseum, and great control onto Nyx, while No Fear has to Shadow Word himself this time.
Yeah, every single time you kill Spectre with Mars, it's a good feeling, you know? Just getting the levels on Mars. Insanely good early game. Yeah, that was intentional, Gary. So yeah, okay. I know what you're gonna ask.
What was I gonna ask? Well, we'll come back in a second, because Riki is now dominating, taking down Lil and trading his +5 for the Clockwork. But is that how you pronounce that hero in Croatia? It sounded Italian. Spectre. You must protect the Spectre. Cursed Crown.
Sounded a bit Russian to me.
Do they have the spear? They do. And a lot of damage from the Shadow Realm is about to pop out. The Shadow Word, the 11-1 charges. Yep, Nyx pops them. Secures his safety while daggering forward. Fatal Bonds are there, spreading damage across the two top heroes. But a rotation, a TP was
Lina needs to
cancelled.
be careful. Mid lane, that's a Diffusal Blade reveal.
Oh, it sure is. The Spiderling's going to work. Broodmother, the hero, trying to dodge the Light Strike array, but now it's down. Do we have more webs? Can we go deeper? There's no mana for Brood, so Kasani gets away from danger and clears up a fair number of Spiderlings.
Yeah, webs out. Didn't plant one behind the tier 1 tower to play more aggressively. Ricky's having an extremely good time on the bottom lane. Like, compared to other heroes, of course, Broodmother's gonna have more. Lina's gonna have more because she's farming the Spiderlings as well. But 4 heroes, 4 kills, that means a lot of gold. And the Diffusal Blade timing is gonna be really good on Ricky.
Yeah, kind of interesting that Mars is ahead of Ricky in net worth. He's getting some really good farm up top. But you mentioned the Diffusal Blade timing, and I think I've always had worries about Ricky as a position 1 especially, because we see him with, you know, treads, double Wraithband, and then a Blade of Alacrity and a Robe of Magi, and you're thinking, oh, it's 20 minutes in, where's his Diffusal Blade? But this time, especially picking up some bounty runes and chasing Funnick, he's having a perfect start. What was he called in Dota 1? Was he the Shadow Assassin? What was Ricky's
I'm trying
other
to
name?
remember. I actually don't know.
I think he was, because we had Phantom Assassin, we had Templar Assassin, and he was the SA, the Shadow Assassin. My memory fails me. Chat will let us know in about 5 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, keep your eyes on it. Well, there's the tier 1. 10 minutes in with a catapult wave. Broodmother, easy as you like. Now into the jungle. Mars with an ulti top finds Nyx, Spectre down. And jumping forward, they're trying to catch out this Warlock. TP not successful thanks to the Bramble Maze and a Cursed Crown. And Aggressive Child, 6-0. Ricky really is racing towards victory already.
Ricky's having such a great time. Like you mentioned, Ricky's roaming around trying to farm their Diffusal Blade, but he's steeping to a lane and getting all the last hits, which is very important if you're making a rotation with a carry or a mid laner. Just try to secure him that last hit. So the rotation actually pays off for him. One thing I dislike about the Brewmaster is, like, if you're not using the ulti, if they play around it, if your first split is not successful, like, you're not having a game. This is something that the Brewmaster is very bad at, like just utilizing that primal split.
Yeah, usually we see that first, you know, he hits level 6 or level 7 and he's TPing to a lane, maybe even smoked up to try and find that play. But so far, Funnick has just been sitting back and trying to get himself some levels and some farm as they do swap their lanes around. Spectre moves bottom, Mars with the Snapfire now, guarding that bottom tier 1. And HellRaisers feel they need to tip the scales a little bit here. They've got Chaotic Offering, they've got level 3 Fatal Bonds. This is potentially a time to fight if Clockwork can find that hookshot angle onto a target. It really is the worst game for Clockwork, isn't it? Can't
It
trap
really
anyone in cogs. There's spiders that are going to block his hookshot.
It's not just that, it's they are having 5 abilities available. A bit of lag with the Spectre Haunt. Let's see the kisses.
Well, they disengage, they get the Brood out. That's hookshot down. A smoke comes to nothing for HellRaisers. A couple of ultis there from the Radiant team as they do try to terrorize. And then Kiss with that Dark Willow and Snapfire. Well, Ricky poking and prodding a little bit here as Funnick tanky enough to withstand that little bit of aggression.
Winstrike should just try to dodge team fights. Like, try that Brewmaster doesn't use his ulti. Same goes for Warlock. Like, their team fight is super strong. Instead, try to get the pickoffs. Once Ricky gets the Diffusal Blade with the Broodmother, she also has the Diffusal working towards the BKB. Mars farming nicely and very close to his Blink Dagger. So they're gonna have good ways of starting a team fight, getting a pickoff, and then fighting 5 versus 4 Clockwork Sin. Cookie, not available.
Yeah, they know that Cookie's down. Ducalis used it aggressively with the arena coming out and the golem drop. Ducalis with DK Focus. They look reasonably healthy. The Bedlam's going back onto the clockwork as Lil's being shredded by the Dark Willow, and not a single Radiant Hero's fallen. Finally, the Grandma found by the Spectre in a 1-for-1 trade, and Yamich, he's dead. Lina will find the Dark Willow with those long-range attacks. Something going well for HellRaisers at long last, but then you look at the rest of the map and you're thinking, well, there's Brood and Riki farming and pushing, as Ricky's actually keeping toe-to-toe with his Brewmaster. 2-1 charges on Brew, 1 on Aggressive Child, but no reveal for Funny.
Clockwork just brought us Dust and the Sentry Ward. There's the scan, he understands, yeah, that scan is for me, they're trying to kill me. Full Diffusal Blade on Riki, he goes back to the fountain, heals up, comes back to a fight. They should use this long cooldowns on HellRaisers every single time. There's no split, no rock, no haunt. And also they're not relying on any cooldowns. Like the longest cooldown that they have, that they need, is Arena of Blood.
Oh, the spear misses. That should have been an attempt on Spectre. 3 heroes were down there. And HellRaisers actually forced to TP a couple down. As up towards top, Dust from Lil, but Aggressive Child with that Diffusal Blade. Oh, he tried the hookshot escape, but Riki is just too strong. Into the Dire Jungle, though, the triangle being run into here by Winstrike. Cookie away, the Mars looking to escape, and Yamich dodging that little boulder toss from the Brewmaster Earth Panda. And they've dodged it. They've done exactly as you said. They get away from the first Primal Split.
And it's a Primal Split 15 minutes in, first time it was used. Man, Brewmaster needs some serious buffs. He's too dependent.
A sad panda.
Yeah, he really is. He's very dependent on his ulti, and it's too long of a cooldown. 140 seconds, level 1.
And they're looking to find him. Knowing that Split is down and his escape mechanisms aren't really available. Cookie in from Ducalis, and there's DK Focus. Arena of Blood may be a little bit too much. Expending an ulti there for a...
showing the dominance. We got this. We don't need the Arena of Blood for our next pick-off. Spectre farming Radiance. Okay. It's been a while since I saw this type of a build on Spectre.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of like Blade Mails, Mantas, even like Diffusal Blades. Radiance might be able to secure that late game, but getting to it is going to be the difficult part. And what's up next for Broodmother? BKB's nearly done, and I would expect after Diffusal BKB to go into that Aghanim Scepter as the third item like we were talking about.
Yeah, you need to have more webs so you control enemy jungle much easier, opens up the Roche, you can rotate from lane to lane easily. But with BKB, they have like 2 abilities that go through Magic Immunity, Warlock Rock, and a hook shot. Broodmother doesn't really care too much about these 2.
She sure doesn't. Mars gonna go to Yule Scepter next. Great way to dispel off that Fatal Bonds, or even just to set up onto a hero like Spectre. And it's just a constant maneuvering here of Winstrike as they try to spear up Nyx. But it's this up and down, moving towards top tier 2, pinging back in towards mid. They've left bottom completely open. Someone can come and farm that at their will. But Winstrike just want to make sure that Blink is delayed on this Brewmaster, make sure the Radiance is delayed even further on the Spectre. And we all know how mid Lenas can suffer if they're jumped on. That is not the answer for your late game. Lina definitely has to have momentum coming into this mid game.
Lina needs to have all stars align when she's played on a mid lane. I might sound like a hater, but I don't remember last time I've seen Lina mid winning a game.
Yeah, we'll need to go back and look for it. It's a difficult hero to keep going. And BKB is going to help out, though. Yules for that aggressive maneuver, BKB, to try and keep you all protected in these team fights, especially against a Riki with that smoke screen. I don't really have any great ways to save anyone either. You can maybe rely on Chaotic Offering to drop and buy a bit of time. And something else you're not a fan of, I've
no.
noticed, Lacoste.
I think we just noticed the same thing. Did you click on Warlock?
Yeah, I clicked the Warlock,
okay,
man.
so Shadow
Go
Word
ahead,
level
go ahead.
4. I'm gonna go ahead. Leave this to me, Gary. I'm gonna take care of the business. Level 4 Shadow Word on Warlock. So yeah, if you put 2 points in Upheaval, like you have one extra ability that gives you a very good team fight potential, but if you have Shadow Word level 4, it just gives you more heal. And I have a old saying for Warlock who puts 2 points, more than 2 points in Shadow Word. 2 points is fine for the laning stage. Sometimes I see professional Warlock players also having 1 point and just skilling the other spells. Like you might consider playing a different type of a hero, you know, after putting a 4th point in Shadow Word.
Yeah, you may as well be playing like an Oracle or something, an actual healer. I'm a big fan of, 4 points in Fatal Bonds, 2 in the Shadow Word.
I like 2-2-4. Upheaval is his best ability.
Okie dokie. 84% max slow. Very powerful. And Roshan has opened up here for Winstrike, as HellRaisers don't really feel that they can accomplish anything without these primary items. So an Aegis for who, do you reckon? Is it the Riki or is it the Brood?
I think you give it to Rikimaru. Broodmother is saving the slot, so I guess they're gonna give it to Broodmother. You know, Broodmother, we've seen it multiple times. She snowballs, dies a couple of times, and her game is over. Also, Ricky maybe doesn't feel like he needs to die, so he's adjusting his item build, going for a BKB. Much smarter itemization than what they showed in game number 2.
Oh, absolutely. A change in dynamic here is most certainly Winstrike learning from their mistakes. As Broodmother with Aegis BKB. Going to be difficult to kill off once, never mind twice. While Spectre, 1,000 gold away from Relic, still needs a good 3-4 minutes to keep on farming safely. But she's going to get jumped on. DK Focus there with a blink reveal, and straight onto the Spectre they go. Did she use Haunt to try and escape? Oh, she did.
Nothing's going well for HellRaisers in this game. They're not making any aggressive moves. You see all the green dots on top of the screen. Ultis are not being used. This is not a good sign, Gary.
No, it feels like game 1 all over again, where HellRaisers just can't do anything. They're stuck in mud while Winstrike is sprinting around everywhere, going from kill to kill, tower to tower, lane to lane. Broodmother going to make her home down bottom now, so she'll have access to the Dire Triangle as well as these 2 reasonably simple objectives in the Tier 1 and Tier 2. Lina still a couple of hundred away from her BKB as they find Lil in that Dire jungle. It's all slipping away from HR. Winstrike well on their way now to a 2-1 victory in this series. And as the group stage progresses, it gets more and more important to start winning. That magic number, the 3 wins or the 3 losses, lets you stay in or get out.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but winning is better than losing. That's for sure.
That's a really great point, Lacoste, yeah.
Ricky getting closer to his BKB. Broodmother already has hers. 10-second BKB, didn't pop it once, working towards that Aghanim Scepter for more webs, which means that they can put more pressure on the map. And I see Yule Scepters being built on the rest of the team. Dark Willow can't easily dispel the Fatal Bonds. Same goes for Mars. This is the build. I think Zai kind of started this type of an item build, getting a Blink Dagger, then having the Yule Scepter. It's an easier way to save yourself, a cheaper one, and it's also a great setup for Spear of Mars.
Man, it's really a blow to morale when you've got 4 heroes. I was watching Warlock and Lina move around. They're thinking about going top, but you've got 4 heroes in your base, and Clockwork dies right in front of their very eyes.
What's up with the spells in Dota that, like, Doom has a Doom? Wow. Ooh, how did you think of that? Or Mars, his ability is called Spear of Mars.
Why not just call it Spear?
Spear, yeah, exactly.
I think they wanted to move away from the Slardar conundrum where everything was bash, crush, sprint, amplifying damage. What's your favorite spell name, Lacoste?
Spell name? Hook.
Yeah. Just Pudge
Hook.
Just
yeah,
Hook.
Hook of Pudge.
Do you have the Dragon Claw?
No.
Oh,
I've sold 2.
oh I see.
I mean, it's just a fancy hook. They're much better Pudge cosmetics in the game.
Oh yeah, we've got the little toy Pudge now.
Yep.
Well, BKBs, Ricky and Broodmother both did 10-second ones. Wait, does Brood have the full Aghanim Scepter?
That's
oh
a full
my
axe,
god.
yep.
14,000 net worth. This is looking really bad for HR. Bottom and mid both coming in towards the tier 3s. Brewmaster has Blink. He's got a TP and level 2 Primal Split, but the fight is coming to your base. You are going to have to mount a defense at some point. And Spectre struggling to contend with the Broodmother down bottom.
I can try to guess what they're
mana.
talking about right now. Like, guys, we have Spectre, hold on for 40 more minutes. She's gonna get 6 slotted, and then we're gonna take a fight.
Sometimes you don't have that option, though.
Yeah. The hardest thing in Dota is sieging tier 3 tower. Like, this is where the game breaks. If you make a mistake, you're giving opportunity to an enemy team to make a comeback. Lina, we talked about that BKB. She has it, but, you know, Ricky still dishes out some sick right-click damage.
Yeah, for anyone who's read Sun Tzu's Art of Dota, if you can't push high ground, your net worth lead is false. We all know the old adage. And Winstrike might still have a few problems breaking up those ramps. But they've got full control of every lane, every jungle camp, and 5 dire heroes are wandering around, doing literally nothing behind the tier 3 tower. Waiting and biding their time. A smoke, that's something. They've clicked a button. They've scanned forward. They know that there are Radiant heroes in the triangle. But who can they find? Who will they see? Dark Willow and Ricky, pretty distant. Mars with about 2,000 HP. He's got Yules and Blink, so could potentially just disengage from this dire side as he jumps forward. Forget disengaging. He's going straight on into the middle of them all. No Fear will drop the rock, but he's already used up as Mars, who tries to escape from this. No Fear still surviving with a Shadow Word up, but the Broodmother comes in. Sweeps through and kills the Warlock in the back. They found Ducalis. Spectre going to work. Next with a double kill. Yamish has fallen, but Aggressive Child. The Ricky is too powerful. Not only killing off the Spectre, but now the Golem will fall as well.
So they used 4 out of 5 ultis to get 2 kills on supports, and they lost Spectre. Now, Winstrike, they'll just continue farming. Next Roche may respawn in a minute and 30 seconds. If someone leaves the base, now that Broodmother has an axe, there is a kill potential.
Nobody leave the base. Lena's still doing a pretty good job keeping her net worth in line, at least, with the rest of Winstrike. But I think you're right, the acceleration will continue as Brewmaster Funnick went to go and pick up a couple of bounties. But he will only find death. There's a big green arrow there. Nyx has drawn the line saying, yes, go down middle. Not sure how he plans to execute that idea. As clockwork. Or Ricky and Grandma both on his tail, but he has a 4-staff now.
Still, the high ground defense every single time a creep wave gets close. Veil, plus Fatal Bonds, a dagger, but now they're in. They're setting things up. Mars has Arena.
Not quite perfect combo of the Yules and the Cursed Crown, but the damage from the Bedlam is more than enough. Spectre dead for 50 seconds. The Laguna Blade clears out the Dark Willow, but Lina has to BKB defensively just to stand her ground next to the tier 3. And every death of the Spectre is another problem that HellRaisers are going to have to face in the next couple of minutes.
Ricky and Broodmother, they're building the same items. Diffusal, BKB, Broodmother has more farm, so she got the Aghanim Scepter, but both going for the Dispel.
Yeah, both going for that Nullifier. And there it is on the Brood. Completed 20 minutes in. Brood nearly has 20,000 net worth. What's her creep score, actually? Let's have a look. 370. That's not too bad. Lina, 310. Oh, impressive, given the state of the game.
Oh, next drawing. On the map, like someone should be on the bottom. Maybe I should be at the bottom, try to make something happen. But they have such a great pickoffs with Mars, with Ricky. Broodmother is all over the place. Thing is, they can't really leave their base.
Yeah, Nyx is basically telling his team to go and have a bit of a feed for him. Go on, show on the map, give them a target to go for. Let me keep on farming. But Ricky's cleared out top. The line was drawn to come and sweep through the triangle again to push in both mid and bottom lane. As a dire courier got scouted there, I believe, and the Spiderlings will munch it up. So Roshan's back, but Winstrike, they're in such a dominant position, they don't need to fall back onto it. They've got their opponents hemmed in the base. All trapped inside this cage.
What if one team like came super prepared, like they have food, they have snacks, all the drinks, and they don't let the enemy team leave the base, like ever. Like they're just here, like, just farming this, not allowing them to actually leave the base.
We've seen a few games like that back when Sniper Troll, the spin to win patch. People unable to actually get high ground even if they're 20,000 net worth ahead.
There's
the
a smoke.
Roshan.
HellRaisers, they're trying to contest. Hook shot, he's
Good
in.
hook shot in. And the Spectral Haunt. Broodmother chasing forward, focusing an illusion. And the Terrorizer going to send a couple of them packing, but they've got Aggressive Child there and taking down Funnick. So no Primal Split. He'll buy back on the Brewmaster, but two heroes falling so quickly. And Grandma, the only casualty of Winstrike, returning to the fight with a buyback of her own, and No Fear falls. They're all trying to return here, but Aggressive Child annihilates the Lina, and she cannot come back into the fight.
He's gonna set things up. Blink Dagger, Yule Scepter, he's ready to go.
You're absolutely right. Jumping straight onto the Spectre. Spear back into the trees and through the Bramble Maze. They've got the Primal Split, but can they save Nyx? Essence Ring there, buying a little bit of space. But with that Nullifier slowing and dispelling, Nyx's Spectre has nowhere to run, and Yamich with Rabel will clear up that Spectre, and she's dead for 50 seconds. No Fear buyback into dieback, and it is all a bloodbath. There is no way for HellRaisers to match this aggression. The strength of Winstrike is absolutely disgusting right now.
I don't know if you noticed, but Yamich, he understood, I'm dead. I'm just gonna use this shovel straight away. The efficiency, gonna drop the healing salve on the floor. Mars is gonna pick it up. It's about the small things. It's about the team play, Gary.
Beautiful stuff. Winstrike executing to perfection. And the first lane down 30 minutes in. Oh, they can just go back to Roshan. We forgot about that. Roshan's still there. 3,500 HP. Give me the Aegis and the cheese. Usually in these kind of situations, Lacoste, I would ask you...
Oh, how do they make a comeback?
Yeah. Do you have any idea? And anything at all, Power cut, cataclysm, meteor lands on their opponents' houses.
It is not that type of a game. Knowing how this team plays, how they've been playing the last month, I'm surprised they're still in the game, to be honest. Like, we saw that GGing out a bit earlier than the other teams in game number one. One more fight, that's all it's gonna take. They have no comeback mechanics.
One more fight for the Spectre to see if she can actually hold on to this game for HR. Every lane is just perpetually at the dire base. Broodmother can start cutting, and look at the rainbow of TPs. Go Power Rangers as Winstrike coming in to hunt down Lina. She's TPing home. Ksani just about gets away. Let's see if the Spectre and everyone else can do the same thing. HellRaisers going to count their lucky stars that they do slip and weasel away from it. Spectre with no TP has turned off her Radiance, as Aggressive Child was still looking for any stragglers. Oh boy. Craggy Coat. Ksani going to send that back to base. MKB is nearly done for the Lina. She can be an artillery cannon, launching these big right clicks from range if she can actually hold her ground.
Yeah. She's building MKB. At this point, you don't save for a buyback. You go all in with the items. You need damage. and you need it right here, right now.
Every little bit helps. There's your second lane of barracks being marauded by Winstrike heroes, all moving up towards high ground. Spectre just going to be sitting back, trying to cut the wave and farm jungle a little bit. But you're not stopping this onslaught. Rebels cleared up a couple of buildings already.
I don't know if they noticed. They just lost the bottom Rexes.
Yeah, either they don't notice or they don't think they can do anything about it. I do like this smoke though, yeah. Straight into the base. Warlock's dead. No buyback on him. Now a 5 versus 4. It's just going to be a slow, steady death with no response from HellRaisers. Another tier 3, another lane of barracks. Mega creeps will be coming soon as the primal split. Funix in with a hookshot forward, misses everyone. And a terrorized landing with the Mars Arena catching out a couple in the middle. They cyclone up that Broodmother, but Rabel can keep on battling. They get aggressive child in the back, and Nyx is still reasonably tanky, healthy and fighting. Getting to Carles, but Kasani falls. And they've still got to contend with the Broodmother and Mars. Now Funix in trouble. DK Focus thinking they can't fight. Spectre looking incredibly strong right now. Getting up in the face of Mars, Cyclone up, but can't blink away. Tries to rebuke them, but HellRaisers, they've defended their final lane of barracks. 4 kills in a row, and maybe a sniff of a comeback.
Yeah, Ricky didn't use the cheese there. I mean, they need to get rid of the rest and deal with Spectre a bit later, or they can actually kill her right now that the Broodmother finished the Silver Edge. So with the break mechanic, it's fairly easy, but, you know, just going for different targets. Take out the Warlock before he can get the Fatal Bonds off, or Chaotic Offering. And the 4 out of 5 heroes have ability to just dispel Fatal Bonds. 2 Yule Scepters, 2 BKBs. Snapfire also buying a BKB for herself.
And now a double damage rune up top for when everyone else respawns. 25 seconds for the Mars. 1 minute left on Aegis. And like you said, Ricky didn't use the cheese, so he's still got that ready to eat for the next battle. They're TPing forward. Everyone's coming in. They want to try and close this one out. I guess you've got to know that Haunt is down, but Chaotic Offering, Laguna Blade, and Hookshot all there, and 20 seconds for Primal Split. HellRaisers.
No one has buyback. 0 out of 10 heroes at the moment.
Is anyone close? Dark Willow's 170 gold away. Brood is... Yeah, Brood has buyback now. And the smoke from Winstrike. They want to really hammer that last nail into the coffin. Spiderlings up to high ground. Broodmother with a DD onto that last lane of barracks. Aegis, 15 seconds. Mars Arena comes in with a BKB from Lena. Is able to allow her to stand her ground on the Chaotic Offering. The rock is dropped. Focusing Clockwork. DK Focus with Aggressive Child. Move in and Nyx is gone. No buyback on Spectre. Like you're saying, nobody has it. So the primary carry and the primary damage dealer from HellRaisers down for 70 seconds with 4 heroes still alive for Winstrike puts them in a really good spot.
She did not even use the Haunt. They used Silver Edge on her to break her. Like, I think at this point you should not be buying Ultimate Orb. Instead, just save it for buyback, especially on a hero like Spectre. This is gonna be definitely mega creeps for Winstrike. Spectre's gone for 45 seconds. No rock, no primal split, no hookshot. Okay, hookshot available. It's a level 2 hookshot.
And just waiting for that creep wave to come in with 2 catapults. Perfect timing for Winstrike to take that third lane, sorry. Glyph delays the inevitable. 25 seconds for Spectre. She'll be respawning soon, but an arena of blood there, catching out no fear. Warlock focused down by DK Focus and Ducales while that final building does come tumbling down. Now up against Mega Creeps, HellRaisers. They're trying to run away from the Broodmother, who's silver-edged and sprinting into their base. And really no pressure for Winstrike. They can take this as slow and steady as they like. Hookshot. Trying to defend up against the Ricky. Aggressive Child. Well, that wasn't very slow or steady. Now a Spectral Horn. Nyx wants to try and jump in, dodging out from the LSA. Winstrike do get away, turning now. Spear Funnick, but can they kill him off before Primal Split? He's got 5 seconds on the cooldown, so they absolutely can.
Radiant are scanning.
Super creeps are approaching, so they're gonna need to be very careful about it. Arena and Kisses dropping on Spectre.
Dire's middle tower.
She does get helped out by the Glimmer Cape and the Shadow Word, and they do catch the Grandma, who failed the Cookie High Ground. So Kasani able to zap her down with the Laguna Blade, but still up against those mega creeps. HellRaisers a lot on their plate to defend their base and then contend with the Broodmother, the Mars.
HellRaisers won't be able to leave the base. Next Roche may respawn in 40 seconds, so for Winstrike, they don't have to rush anything. They get the third Roche. Cheese Aegis +1. They still have Cheese on Broodmother. Ricky gave her in the previous fight almost a full Abyssal Blade completed on Broodmother, level 26. A lot of damage, a lot of lifesteal coming on from that level 25 talent as well.
This'll be fun.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing. Ricky's 2 deaths have been a little bit sloppy. Outside of that, he's had a perfect game though, so I think everything else he's done has made up for it. 13, 2, and 9 on Aggressive Child.
Yeah, he definitely played well. The laning stage, first couple of rotations, getting a good timing on that Diffusal Blade, continue the pressure, getting the kills. Him and Broodmother just shut down any kind of farm that HellRaisers wanted to have.
Well, just under a minute on Roshan. Arcane Rune up at the top spot for one of Winstrike to take. But if they thought the map was small enough already, HellRaisers are getting closed in on every step of the way.
If we could see the heat map for the last 15 minutes, we could probably just see all the dots near the Ancient with one trip to the Roche, which they lost and came back.
Just a long train all the way in towards the Dire base. What's Lena up to? Where are you going, Kasani? Where are you going?
He needs to find farm. Like, I like the smoke idea, if he can farm anywhere in their jungle. Because right now they're not getting too much gold, killing the super creeps. I see Satanic
Dire's
and
middle
Divine
tower is
Rapier
under
queued up.
attack.
Big fan of Divine Rapier in this kind of situations.
Hell yeah. 1,000 gold away from buyback on the Lena. So if she's able to pick up a couple of these 40-minute bounty runes, no, gonna TP back.
Scouted by a courier, instantly TP's back.
So Roshan going to belong to Winstrike. Aegis, Cheese, and Aghanims. As HellRaisers do get out of their base for a little bit, but oh, would you believe it? A double damage rune spawning right outside of Roche as they finish it to go and get a killing blow on HellRaisers here, 40 minutes in.
Aghanims picked up by Snapfire, so we're gonna see some gobble ups and spit outs.
Gobble up the Mars, spit him out. Get that big arena of blood down. Multiple lanes breaching the ramps here of the Dire base. As Clockwork and Brewmaster are down bottom farming away. Nowhere near BKB on Brew. Lotus Orb is pretty close for Lil if he wants to skip out on buyback for it. You can feel the respect though. Winstrike, even with this massive net worth advantage, even with that third Roshan being taken into their hands, they know that Spectre is always going to be a threat at this period.
Yeah, she also bought the tome for herself, wants to get closer to level 25. Spit out!
The bait! The BKB is forced.
Dire's courier has been killed.
They were just ganking the courier.
Well, they jump in now. Nyx speared up against the side of the Colosseum. Lotus Orb on her, but the Spectre's down. Buys back immediately as the rock was dropped earlier on. The BKBs are all wearing out. There's no fear. Very low. The Shadow Realm from the Dark Willow. It buys her a little bit of space as the Yule's up into the air, and Yamich, he's gonna find no fear but loses life for it. While the Broodmother Rebel facing up against the Spectre, Nyx is all alone, trying to back away to get the rest of the team defended and concaved around her. And Winstrike still pushing forward. Slowly moving with a creep spat forward. It stuns up Lina and the Warlock with the Abyssal Blade there. Jakala's cookies and a spear to the tower means Rebel can focus onto the Spectre, and the dieback means that she won't be available for 2 minutes, and this is surely game over as Winstrike stampede into the Dire Fountain and they force the GG.
Yeah, so Winstrike gets the win 2-1. I feel like they could have easily gotten this 2-0 if they